Alright guys, welcome back once again. Today's video is gonna get really deep. But before I start today's video, just a quick request for you guys is with regards to Facebook group which I've made. So this is the Facebook group. As soon as you are here, what you have to do is, this is a very helpful thing, that's why I'm asking you guys, is please go ahead and vote for which city are you from, and if you're not in the city, so you go to more if your city is not to be seen, so that we know which city are you reaching out to us from. And if your city is not there, please go ahead and add it. I've made sure that anyone can add their city if it's not in the list, but the list just goes on. So with regards to the video, to be honest, I've not prepared anything. I'm just gonna talk from my head, whatever it's there. I was just thinking like how far I've come in my life, professionally, personally, as a growth, what I've had, and what kind of person I was back in school time, college days, and professionally also before coming to Germany. If I jog my memory correct, I was 18 when I left the house and I went to Hyderabad to start my studies in bachelor's, and since then, from there onwards, pretty much I'm outside house, right? So but this video is not about homesickness, feeling lonely. In fact, this video is about having a bigger goal and purpose in life is so much important. Remember this word purpose. I'm talking to you straight if you are someone who's studying bachelor's, or if you're someone who's in 11th and 12th, or if you're someone who is looking out for jobs abroad, have much giant experience than what I have in my life. After being around with such great minds here in Germany, and every time I travel abroad, all of them, they have one thing in common. It's the purpose, why they live, right? I think purpose for me is beyond this YouTube. Purpose for me is about my career, it's about my life. Purpose is also about growing me as a person. Purpose drives me every day. When I get up in the morning, I make sure that I make one person happy every day. That could be your purpose. Purpose could also be your personal thing, like I want to master the skill of X thing. Purpose could be short term and long term. I may be talking a lot on this lines, but have a bigger goal in life. If you can't figure that out, take help of people around. Alright, look out for mentors, look out for people who are much smarter than you. I'm sure you would be like, why would smart people keep you if you're a bit dumb or not so smart as them? Then give them a value. Do something for them so that they spend their time with you to figure your thing out. At every level, I feel that nothing in life comes easy. And this is not my words. Since the time we are growing up, we have been said that nothing comes easy and everything has a value in this life. One last advice for you guys. Alright, if you're a student, if you're a job seeker, if you're a parent who's watching me, please don't force your kids to do something which they're not interested in. Please don't, you as a student, you as a job seeker, don't take up a subject or a course which you're not interested in. Don't do engineering just because your parents are saying you. Today they will be happy that their kid is doing engineering, but for the rest of your life you won't be happy. If you're someone who's working right now, you know that you're not happy at that position where you're working. You know that you don't like the company culture. You know that you don't enjoy the work. You want to do something else. You want to be a painter. You want to be a guitarist. You want to be a musician. You'll earn a little less, but you'll be happy. And I'm talking all this thing from the bottom of my heart, out of my experience. And I see a lot of people here. I meet them in person. It's just that I never want to vlog all that. That's why you guys don't see that. The amount of happiness people get, that's the fulfillment we are talking about here. You leave it all behind. And of course, naturally, people are curious. What did you learn? What did you do? Before I get to that, I think for now, let's talk about why I left, why I came here. 5th of March 2009, that empty feeling was back. Restlessness, dissatisfaction, it had been coming and going. This night was stronger than usual. As I looked out of my window, the city kind of blew me. I couldn't help but feel tired of predictability that is every day. The same people, the same street, the same routine, work, school, weekend, repeat. There has to be more than this. There is so much more in this world, so much culture, knowledge, tradition and places to be seen. My heart was calling out for adventure. I tried to ignore it. You know, it's so easy to ignore feelings these days. It's so easy to ignore yourself. myself. It's so easy to escape. You imagine the activity, I did it. But when I found myself alone at night looking at my window, the same feeling returns. You need to go. You need to find who you are, because the truth is, at 21 I didn't know who I was. I was scared of my own company. I was busy trying to impress people, busy seeking validation, busy seeking permission from others to be myself, that I didn't know who I was. Eventually, I got to a point where I couldn't keep lying to myself. I needed a change. I had to go someplace far, someplace where I didn't know anybody. I had to leave it all behind. I wanted to see this world, and most importantly, I wanted to find myself, my values, my purposes. We all are caught up in this notion that life is this race, and they tell us that happiness is just around the corner in the circle of life. So we run and we run. We run into our careers, we run into relationships, we run into adulthood, we run into this future without taking a moment to stop and see what direction we are going, and if that direction is that one we chose or the one society chose, the one we chose or the ones we were supposed to choose. Then what happens when we run? When we run without looking, we settle. We settle for relationships that's not bad, but it's not good. We settle for jobs that's not bad, but it's not good. Why? Because we all are scared. We all focus on what we don't want in our life, and we never take a time to focus on what we do want. We don't want to be lonely, so we settle in relationships. We all are afraid to take chances, so we settle in our careers. And our life, it just comes and passes. It wasn't good, but hey, it wasn't bad, right? The truth is, it can all be good, but we need to take time to find out who we are and what we want. Leaving it all behind doesn't have to make sense to everyone. It only has to make sense to you. If you don't know your values, how are you supposed to make decisions? You're going to let society tell you what you want and how to live? That works, but what if you're not like other people? What if you want different things in life? Then you have to walk a different path. And what I'm saying is, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid if your path looks different than everybody else. You might think the hardest step is leaving. You're wrong. The hardest step is coming back. Saying bye to people who have changed your life, people you will never forget. Saying bye to places in the world you will always be indebted to. Saying bye to people whom you know deep down you will never see again. But it's all worth it. Because the journey changes you. It leaves marks on your memory, your consciousness, and your heart. You take something with you, and hopefully you leave something behind. Alright guys, I hope that I tickled your emotions a bit, and go ahead and take action. Don't sit there and don't do anything about and think that everything is going to be fine. If that ever makes sense for you, take action. Bye bye.